Hi guys, Final Death Star here, and I've got an article today about something that I am very newly passionate about, and that is this little guy right here, the Nintendo Switch. It is by far my new favorite system, and I know it's not that new, it's 2017, but I just got it in January, so for me, it's brand new. And this game here, Zelda Breath of the Wild, wow. Quarantine game of the year. If you need a game that's going to get you through quarantine, it is Zelda Breath of the Wild because it is vast, it's complicated, it's in-depth, and it'll get you so immersed in the gameplay and the storyline, it's crazy. So anyway, I found this article and I thought this would be something fun to share. It's coming from lap2mag.com, and it says here, new Nintendo Switch. Now, anytime you buy a system, the last thing you want to hear is new, whatever that system is, right? Unless, of course, you've had it for a while, then you're very excited about this. And it is exciting news if it were, if it ends up being true. But for me, I just bought the system, so, it's like, oh, God, no, not yet. Anyway, let's move on. New Nintendo Switch specs, price, release date, and more. Here is what we know about the new Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is only the most successful gaming tablet around, so it makes sense that Laptop Mag wants to dive into every rumor and story that hints to the possibility of a new Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch Pro launching in the near future. Nintendo is bound to release a new console sooner or later, whether it be a generational jump from the Nintendo Switch or another iteration version of the current Nintendo Switch. Similar to how the company developed the recent Nintendo Switch Lite. See, this one now, there's a difference. The Lite version does not, it's more of a portable. It does not have these Joy-Con controls which snap in and out, so you can take this thing, so you can have it like you can have the console itself snap into a base, a dock, and it plays on the TV, or you can have it play. There's a little kickstand here which just snapped off. There's a little kickstand here, so you can have it set on top of your table or wherever, and then play the controllers remotely as well. So, and the Lite version does not have the nifty little snap technology here with the controls. It's all one piece. So, I opted for this because I like the versatility that it offers. But anyway, they did release a Lite version. It's about $100 less as well. Nintendo is we're holding out hope that there's going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro before Nintendo Switch 2 ever comes into existence. Here's everything we know about the new Nintendo Switch. If a new Nintendo Switch is coming, it's not going to be anytime in 2020. I know, you're probably upset about that if you've had this system for a while, but for me, it's like a little bit of a relief because I just got the thing. In a financial note published in late January 2020, Nintendo wrote, "Please note that we have no plans to launch a new Nintendo Switch model during 2020. Now, that might be very upsetting news for some of you who have had this system for a few years. For myself, I'm kind of, it's okay. I'm okay with it because I feel like this is, for me, it's brand new. So, but it is upsetting if you've been waiting for 3 years. You probably wanted a new system this year, or at least something different, but you have to wait a little longer. Given everything that's currently happening in the world, that's probably for the best. So we can expect a new Nintendo Switch. When can we expect a new Nintendo Switch? Well, the original Nintendo Switch launched in March 2017 and was followed up by the Nintendo Switch Lite in September of 2019. If we follow the same timelines, it's possible we could see a new Nintendo Switch in March 2022. However, considering the success of both Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch Lite, we have a feeling that the new Nintendo Switch might launch a bit sooner than that, sometime in 2021 at the very latest. Try saying Nintendo Switch 10 times fast. New Nintendo Switch price. With the original Nintendo Switch, I'm just going to say NS for short for the rest of this article, starting at $299, and the NS Lite dropping at $199. We imagine that the NS Pro is likely to bump up to $399. Japan-based games consultant Serkan Toto seemed to predict that the Switch Pro would also be $399 in an interview with GameIndustry.biz. New Nintendo Switch specs. All right, so here we go with what they're going to be boasting. There are quite a few rumors floating around about the new Nintendo Switch's specs, but before we dive into those, let's talk about the original NS what the original NS is packing under the hood. The current Nintendo Switch is outfitted with a custom NVIDIA Tegra X1 processor, a 6.2-inch 720p display, and 32 gigs of storage. Of course, to make things more confusing, there are actually two Nintendo Switch consoles. In August 2019, the console had a slight refresh, which increased the battery life from 2.5 to 6.5 hours to 4.5 to 9 hours. Which I believe I have the second version. So this, because the battery on this lasts a long time. It's pretty impressive how long it lasts when it's not in the console. When I'm just playing it either with the joysticks plugged in or having it on the tabletop playing it remotely. Either way, it lasts quite a bit. So I was pretty impressed with that. With that in mind, the most recent and exciting speculation of the Nintendo Switch comes straight from the company itself. There's a reference to a new hardware model found in April Nintendo Switch firmware update. In the update, a bit of a code reveals that the Nintendo Switch could support a dual screen device, which suggests that the new Nintendo Switch may have two displays like the Nintendo 3DS. Very interesting. Inverse Discovery discovered a sketch 4chan post that surfaced back in October of 2019 detailing some of the new Nintendo Switch's specs. While it's now deleted, the post suggested that the new Nintendo Switch would be outfitted with a custom NVIDIA Tegra Xavier processor, a 64 gigabyte SSD, 4K video support, 4K would be great though, and two USB-C ports. They also claim that the Nintendo Switch Pro would be a TV-only console, which is a little bizarre. That would be a little bizarre because the whole interesting thing about this is that you can snap it and then take it out and play it, and it has like a seamless transition, which really makes it unique. I guess the 4K would be nice, but I don't know if I want to sacrifice the versatility and mobility just for a higher def. I want both of those. If we look at the forum post on a Korean website, Klein, it indicates that the new Nintendo Switch isn't a generational leap. The post claimed that Nintendo was working with NVIDIA on a custom Tegra processor that is based on NVIDIA's Volta architecture. That goes against the theory that many had about Tegra X1 Plus chip coming to the Switch Pro. If this is true, 4K support won't be featured in the new Nintendo Switch. Interesting. What we want from a new Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 or Switch Pro is bound to launch at some point, I hope. But before that happens, we hope Nintendo carefully considers what kind of new features to add on the console. Here's what we'd like to see from the Nintendo Switch. A bigger screen, more resolution. Right now, the Nintendo Switch features a 6.2 720p display. So that's about that, that's the size right there. If I don't get glare from my light there. Oh, look, there you can see a reflection of my camera. So that's the screen size there. What we want is a bigger screen and a crisp 1080p resolution. Yeah, 1080p would be good. If you can't have 4K, I would happily sell for 1080p. Nintendo wouldn't have to increase the footprint of the Switch itself as long as the company cuts the bezels down to size. Just imagine playing games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey at full 1080p. It would be glorious. Yeah, it really would. Stronger performance for better frames and graphics. Even with the bigger screen and better resolution, that won't change games like Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which launched on handheld mode for the Switch at 420p. Nintendo needs to beef up its system so that developers can port their games over without sacrificing resolution or major graphical textures. Ergonomic Joy-Cons. Hold the Joy-Con drift, please. It's sad that I even have to ask, but Nintendo, please, can we get new Joy-Cons without Joy-Con drift? It's not that big to ask. What's what is a big ask is getting a pair of Joy-Cons that aren't shaped like uncomfortable rectangles. If you forgo the ability to use each Joy-Con as a separate controller, you can make much more ergonomical controller similar to those of the Alien UFO. And better Bluetooth support. If you're playing Nintendo Switch on the go, nothing is more annoying than having to whip out weird wired headphones just to listen to your game. If Nintendo is going to sell consumers a more premium console, it needs to feature better Bluetooth support that can connect to Bluetooth headphones and gadgets. So that is the article. I would also probably add that I think they should have something for some of the, well, I don't think any of the games have this, but you're not able to talk to your friends when you're playing. So it's not like Xbox or PlayStation where you jump online and you can have the headset and hear your friends. You have to either use your phone or some other way of communicating. So along with the Bluetooth support, I think it would be nice to have better communication with your teammates, or your friends when you're playing the game. So that would be something else I would add. But overall, that is those seem to be the specs. It seems to be a faster, slightly better screen, a larger screen with a crisper display, without sacrificing the size of it. But if they do go with the 4K version of the console only, of the TV console only, I'm not digging that. I don't really like that. I think the whole kind of uniqueness and what makes Nintendo so different than other consoles is the fact that you can just snap in its console and then, or its base, play through the TV, have the controllers unsnapped, and then take it out and play on the go, and it's just like a flawless, seamless transition. That's what makes Nintendo so special. And having it and it'd be kind of like, I guess, more like the Wii in that regard, I suppose. So I'm not too happy about that. I hope they don't go with that. I hope they keep with the the mobility and just go with the 1080p. I'm happy with that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you have a Switch? Have you played it? How far in Legend of Zelda are you? I'm at 92 shrines out of the 120, I believe, not counting the downloadable, the DLC, because I think they add another 5 or 10 shrines, something like that. So yeah, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to taking out Ganon. So we'll see where it goes. But guys, let me know what you think of this article, and are you excited about a Switch 2 or a Switch Pro? If we were to get one of those maybe next year, hopefully you wouldn't have to wait too long. We're sitting at end of April here, so maybe another year and we'd get a different version, either an upgraded version or a new console. So all right, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe. Until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.